This coming Sunday, the F1 grid will be lined up on one of the most iconic tracks in Formula 1 history. I'm Ollie Wilson for GPFans, and this is the track guide to the Formula 1 temple that is Imola. Formula 1 returns to one of its temples this weekend for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, marking the second race in as many seasons for the venue after a 14-year hiatus. One of the great circuits of the world, the track is steeped in history and will again be a proving ground for the world's best racing drivers as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to alter the F1 calendar. The race will mark the first of two events in Italy this year, with the Italian Grand Prix at Monza to follow in September. After the teams and drivers got their eye in last November, what can we expect this time around at the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari? The circuit. Some of the most world-renowned corners are located at Imola. The anti-clockwise 4.909km track has always posed a challenge, given its high speed and flowing nature that beautifully marries fast drivers and stunning machinery. The distinctive curve that starts the lap is a sight for sore eyes, although this is no longer immediately ahead of the start line, leading into the Tamburello chicane, which was reprofiled after the tragic death of Ayrton Senna during the 1994 race. There is then a short blast towards a similarly set up chicane in Villeneuve, which proceeds into the Tossa hairpin. Now for the section that really separates the good from the great. Piratella is a fast left-hander, with the braking zone arriving just after a blind crest. A left-hand kink leads down the hill towards Acque Minerali, a section of track renowned for its speed and undulation. After a run uphill, the cars will reach the Virante Alta, a tight, relatively obscure chicane placed purely to slow the cars before the run downhill towards Rivazza. The double left-hander is now the final corner on the circuit, as the Virante Bassa, which used to be the final chicane before the pit straight, has been bypassed. So what sort of lap times can we expect? The lap times last season were naturally far superior to those set in the 2000s, courtesy of the removal of the final chicane. Valtteri Bottas secured pole position last season, with a lap of 1 minute 13.609 seconds in the Mercedes W11. With the aerodynamic changes and reduction to downforce, however, combined with the new construction of the Pirelli tyre, timings may be a little slower. On the flip side, warmer weather is expected, given the race last year was run in November, so grip levels should be greater. So who's going to be setting the standard? There is no doubt Red Bull look like the team to beat after the season opener, despite Mercedes stealing victory through strategy. With the issues the reigning champion constructor has experienced with the introduction of the new aerodynamic regulations, the high-speed nature of Imola should further play into the hands of Red Bull and Max Verstappen than in Bahrain. In the midfield, McLaren will look to continue its strong opening round, but will face increased pressure from Ferrari and AlphaTauri at their home race. Alpine and Aston Martin both have catching up to do, whilst Alfa Romeo's strong opening race will provide extra motivation to add to the double points finished achieved at this circuit last year. So where on this track can we see overtaking? Given last year's race, hardly anywhere, as there were just 6 overtakes in total, and 5 of those were in the DRS zone, which has at least been extended this season. The long run into Tamburello all the way back from Rivazza will provide the strongest chance given the healthier dose of DRS, even though the chicane is relatively high speed. Tossa could also provide passing opportunities, while there's even more of a chance of movement at Piratella. The rest of the circuit is open to how much grip the following car can maintain, with the high-speed midsection potentially hurting the prospect of good racing into Rivazza. So that's your guide to this iconic circuit steeped in F1 racing history. Let us know your favourite moments of F1 action from Imola in the comments below. And to stay abreast of everything going on as we go into the race weekend, remember to hit the subscribe button and follow GP Fans.